Hey, Elena Delle Donne, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. My first question will be is missing that season. What did you get out of that sitting out last season because of COVID and many other reasons, and now coming back to the game that you love and you played now for so long?
Yeah, it was definitely different sitting out of my first season and just not having that season to work towards. Obviously, before I've had injury or illness and have still been focused on like getting back. But for me, the season off was like a time to learn my body more and more and get awareness of, you know, my physical health, my mental health, and to also just take time out with my wife where we don't always get that time together. COVID was a time where we got to spend tons and tons of time together and we enjoyed one another. And now it's time to get back to it. And it's so different because you win a championship and you expect to like go back the next season and whether you say you're defending it or you're going to try to go do it again, to not have that experience is kind of different. And then now coming into this training camp, right now we only have, I believe, 4 people from that championship run with us right now, so it's fun. It's a whole new challenge, and I'm just trying to continue to lead as best as I can.
Thank you.
Scott?
Elena, good to see you as always. I remember, covering you out of high school, and you actually took time away from basketball. You actually played volleyball your first year at Delaware. And I know these are different circumstances of you being away from the game, but you came back to the basketball court better than ever, re-energized, refreshed. Wondering if that's a kind of a similar comparison in terms of you're just so excited and kind of you hit the reset button and you're re-energized to get back on the court.
Of course, I'm so excited to get back out there. I'm just trying to continue to gain strength, gain body awareness. I'm moving differently and trying to just figure out new ways to move my body that do not put pressure on my spine and other issues that we've been able to kind of clear up and clean up. So I'm excited about a new me, a new season, and just getting back out there and being able to compete with my teammates.
We were talking to Coach T earlier about how this roster's kind of been one big puzzle piece already with injuries and trying to mix and match. What do you think of this team so far? Obviously, there's a lot of unknowns still in terms of who's going to be playing, who's going to be available, but the expectations, I assume, still the same of winning a championship, right?
Of course, that's the Mystics way. We always say gold standard. It's just how we carry ourselves, how we approach each day, each practice, moments with one another in the locker room. So that is certainly always the goal. If I ever enter a season and the goal isn't that, I think that's the time I need to hang up the shoes and call it quits. So yeah, I mean, we have some incredible pieces to this puzzle. And if all goes well and people can stay healthy or get healthy, it could be a scary team.
Thanks, Elena.
Preem?
Hey, Elena, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I want to ask about.
Wall behind you?
Yeah, I got a small problem.
I like that. I have that problem too.
Small problem. They're all over the place. I want to ask about this process of coming back. Mike said, it's going to be, he's going to take it slow with you. It sounds like you're not going to be doing teamwork probably at least this first week. And then even when the season is kind of, when we start, it sounds like you'll be on limited minutes. From your perspective, could you just share a little bit of that process of how you feel, how you kind of come back and know, hey, I'm sure there's going to be days where you wake up and really feel sore and things like that. So I'm just curious how you're balancing that and how you're working through that that whole comeback process.
Yeah. So for me, it's just about right now, I've been working with some amazing people that are just helping me learn to move properly, to even walk differently, sit differently. And it's made me just move so much more efficiently, and it's helping me to get back to where I feel safe. I'm feeling good. Obviously, I know I'm going to have aches and pains. I think I'm a player who everybody knows I've played through a lot of stuff, but it's just knowing when it's healthy to play through it and when I feel strong and confident enough to keep going. But I have just an awesome staff behind me that helps me. I'm one who usually you have to like calm me down because I want to keep going. I want to keep pushing. That's just kind of in my nature. So everybody's kind of just calming me down at the moment and helping me work through this moment to get back safe and healthy. It's not a sprint, you know, it's a marathon, and I need to be right for when we need it.
And I'm just curious, you know, you like you said, it's a very much different roster than the one that you left in 2019. But at the same time, you know, you've seen Maisha kind of grow into a new role, and you've seen Ariel grow, you know, take steps forward in her game, and now you're playing alongside Tina. As different as it is there still kind of like a even though folks may not be talking about y'all as much as 2019, are you still like, we're still here, we're still pretty deep?
Yeah, I mean, I'm thrilled about my teammates and the different weapons we have, both offensively and defensively. So I feel like we're in great shape. You know, even if we're going under the radar right now, for some reason, I am super excited about the pieces we have.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Pepper.
Hi, Elena. It's great to talk with you. Hope you're well. As one of the leaders of this team, even though you're not able to play right now, what are you doing to help this team develop camaraderie and chemistry?
Great question. Yeah, so with COVID, it's like super tough too to have these like outside team meetings, getting people together. So I'm trying to find ways where we can build that camaraderie. I think the first thing is just being with one another in the locker room in moments like this with media day, like hanging out when we're waiting to get our photos taken. And from there, hopefully, as long as COVID and protocols work out, I love to do things outside of the gym where we can hang out with one another, whether it just be at someone's house. But for now, we're just doing as much as we can in the building and building on and off the court camaraderie.
Thank you. Look forward to seeing you out there.
Thank you.
Tyler.
Hey, Elena, good to see you again. Hope all is well.
Thanks.
First question, just overall, how are you feeling being back, doing these drills with the team? Just overall, what do you feel like your body health is at?
I'm feeling good. And every day I feel like I'm adding and continuing to build. Some days it might feel like small steps, but when you've had back surgery, you know, like, okay, I need to listen to my body a little bit more. So I'm being smart, I'm building strength, and I'm working with the best people possible. So I feel like I'm in a really good place right now, and excited to just be here with my team. Like it's been a long time, and it's so nice to have everybody around. And I feel like just the energy is something I've missed so much.
And you mentioned you learned a lot in this past year about what to do with your body and how to, like you mentioned, how you walk, how you're able to sit to be able to help yourself. What else have you learned about your body to help carry yourself forward?
I've also learned about the mental side of things. I've always, you know, kind of been involved in that, especially with our coach, who is just so good with meditation and being someone who I can just dump things off of. So I know obviously it's important to physically, you know, take care of your body, whether it be the modalities or whatnot. But I also know this is just as important. So to never forget about the mind time and training your mind.
Thank you.
Lindsay.
Yeah, hi, Elena. I was just wondering, when you're looking at the schedule this summer, now that you're kind of figuring out, are you hoping that the Olympics is going to be a part of that? Is that still something that's on your radar? I know you haven't been with Team USA in a while because of your injuries.
Yeah, I am certainly hoping, you know, if they want me, I would love to be there. Being a part of Team USA is such an incredible experience. So I certainly am looking towards the Olympics and would love to be a part of that.
Just one more question. Just last summer, watching what was going on in the bubble as far as, you know, fighting for racial justice and seeing the Mystics be such a big part of that.
Yeah.
What were your feelings and thoughts watching all of that unfold?
I mean, I was first of all so proud. Me and Tosh and Toya were a part of a lot of, their talks. Even though we weren't there, we felt like we could be there to help support them and what they were going through and decisions that they were willing to stand up and make. And I was just so proud of the growth of especially some of the rookies who were there when I started off, and for them to just come into themselves and to speak so much from the heart and so honestly. Like I mean, it brought me to tears watching little A in her interview, especially after the game they decided to sit out. Like, I probably shouldn't keep calling her little A, but she's little A to me. She always will be.
Last
Thank
question.
you, Elena. Glad you're back.
Thank you.
Sorry, Lindsay. Last question to Christos.
Hello, Elena from Greece. Hope you are doing well.
Thank you.
I would like to ask you, what would you name as the biggest challenge of the next season for you personally, and how special will gonna be that season for you and the team?
I mean, the biggest challenge for me is just health and getting back on the court, and hopefully getting back into my old self and knowing to just be patient with this process. It's been a while, and I'm working through new movements. I'm working with a new back, hopefully a better back. But that's what I'm focused on, but just continuing to lead and have an impact throughout this entire process, even the moments where I'm not in a full practice. So that's my goals right now, and to try to take things day by day and not look too far into the future and just be present.
And for you, as one of the most competitive players in the game, what was the toughest part to sit out and watch the other players play in the bubble? How difficult for you was that?
It was super difficult not being there and not being a part of, especially so much of the social justice and the season for Breonna Taylor. Like, that was something, it would have been amazing to be a part of, and something I certainly missed out on. I felt like our teammates did the best they possibly could to keep us involved and feeling a part of it, but it was hard to miss out on such an iconic season like that.